asked me that before, so thank you very much. Let me think if I can remember how to do it. So, of course, many of you know how that voice was created. Hands up if you've heard this story before about my cat. No, not that many. Okay, so this will give you a bit of a lead into how that was created. So when I was preparing to play Gollum, or to audition for the role of Gollum, actually, I was looking for something that enabled me to physically create the voice, as opposed to just thinking of the voice and kind of talking in that way. Now, he's called Gollum because of the way he sounds. So Gollum. You know, okay, start thinking about how that, what and why. And reading the book, you kind of go, well, I wanted something that was constrictive in the throat, so it kind of really hurt him, or it felt like it really twisted him out. And it was to do with something to do with the guilt of killing his cousin, Deagle, and maybe that's where the guilt is trapped. It's trapped in his throat. And then I started to think, but I need a physical kind of sense of what's propelling him when he speaks. And so literally at that moment in time, my cat at the time, no longer with us, Diz, walked into the kitchen and started coughing up furball. and I was watching him, and his whole spine was kind of rippling. Every time he's going, that's useful. I can use that. And so as I was watching Diz, I started to go, and that then became my precious. And then we brought, Gollum to Smeagol, and Smeagol became a kind of a hybrid of that. So Gollum was the kind of the older, nastier, more visceral survivor of the two. Then Smeagol was the slightly sweeter, more nasal, kind of higher. What made you want to be there in the first place? But he had to shut up. Then we started to pull those apart, and throughout the course of the writing of the role, with Philip Boyens and Fran Walsh and Peter Jackson, of course, we put those characters into lots of different places, so they would have that back and forth.
When you were working on that with the cat, watching it, like, were you? I'm imagining you're now like talking to your cat. He's having a hairball, and you're like coughing one up with him.
I can't remember.
Yeah, my sit over here.
So do you have a favorite memory or story from your time working with the cast on Lord of the Rings?
Oh my gosh! I mean, we were together for such a long period of time. We were, because of course all the three movies of Lord of the Rings were shot over one period of time. So for a year and a half we were together down in New Zealand. And for each of the movies, as the release came up for each of them, there were more periods of pickups, and I was going back to do more work on Gollum and doing performance capture for Gollum and so on. So there are countless stories, and we had just brilliant times all over the North and South Island of New Zealand. But I do remember having one evening. It was, I can't remember why we happened to celebrate, but we were all in Wellington together. Because of course all the different parts of the fellowship were off shooting different sequences in the film. Like myself, of course, I was with Elijah Winch and Sean Astin shooting their journey towards Mordor. There were Vigo and the others. Once the fellowship gets split up, and we were all shooting in various different parts. But anyway, we all ended up back in Wellington for a period of time, and we decided to have a Hedwig and the Angry Inch party. So we all went in drag too. We all went to, and it was a pretty phenomenal party, I have to tell you. And we did all make each other laugh a lot in our appearances, I have to say. It was a great party. I know it was a real memorable one. It was pretty fantastic. Yeah. Hedwig, come on.
Yeah!
How wonderful is it that, through these, conventions and this fandom, that you get to stay connected to a lot of those cast members. Elijah's here and Sal's here.
It's awesome to see.